Okay.
Hello. So good afternoon, and thank you for coming out. My name is Attila, and I know it's a very small little group of friends who we gather together, but I would like to show you a couple of very exciting informations and share it with you, and hopefully you will like it. I only got to know Patrick a little while ago, and as a matter of fact, it's a very interesting situation because he found me via my website. And so then I was like, okay, looks like my website is working and does the work what I intend to do with it. And then he ordered some product for himself through what I'm going to introduce to you. And then he started to calling me and we talked, and he saw some results, you know, and I want to share certain things with you. So you might have been in these type of little gatherings and presentation, and you might have heard of networking and all of those things. And there's a sayings, the only way I can give you some new information if you emptied out some of the previous information what you already stored. Because I'm not here to try to convince you with anything what I have. I'm not here to try to sell you. I just simply want to share some information, and it is really exciting, especially for the Canadians and for the Canadian market. Health-wise, and there's a possibility also as a business as well. I'm going to introduce you first, myself a little bit. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I set up a hypnotherapy school in Hungary 4 years ago. I'm teaching with the American Council of Hypnotist Examiners, teaching clinical hypnotherapy now since 2005, which is based in Los Angeles. Also, I am registered with the Canadian Hypnotism Institute. It's in Alberta. I'm teaching with them since 1996. And just recently I'm registered now with the International Medical and Dental Association of Hypnotherapists Examiners. It's a great opportunity for me to show you something today what I thought it will benefit everybody. And you may say, what is a hypnotist or a hypnotherapist has got to do with any type of product? Short story, 2005 I had a car accident. I broke my neck. I have titanium rods in my neck with screws in it, and it's changed my life. Before that I used to travel a lot, but most important is I lived in a cold area of Alberta, Edmonton. The winter was long, it was minus 40, 50 sometimes, and I just couldn't take it after the accident. Took me a long time of recovery. I was on medications, of course, you know, painkillers, and I don't know if any of you ever had any type of pain. The painkiller medication, they just don't work. Please tell me if when you take the medication it takes the pain away. I tell you what happened with me. When I was morphine, it's knocked you out. Or you were always almost like in La La Land. When you were taking this Tylenol 4, Tylenol 3 or Percocet, you almost become addicted to this because you need to take them. But the reality is the pain is still there. In 2009, I was teaching a fellow in Hungary who took all my trainings, and we became friends. And in 2010, when I went back, that's when he gave me one of these. It's basically just a package of something, and I will explain a little bit more about it. And I'm very skeptical. I'm not the marketing type of person. I was never interested in selling products. And to be honest with you, I never thought I'm going to stand in front of a group of strangers to tell them something about like this. But I started to drinking it, and amazingly in about 3 months, and I was drinking 3, sometimes 5 packages of these a day. Within about 3 months, it started to taking the pain away, what actually really serious painkillers did not do. And suddenly, what happened is the inflammation in my upper body started to disappearing, so I was able to move. I went and started to swimming, I started to running a little bit. Now this summer we actually started biking together with my wife. So my life started to coming back, and I became more and more excited about it. Then I started to researching and studying more and more, like what's in these things. And I will explain all of those to you. But when I came back to Canada in the end of 2010, I told my friend, I said, so I want to buy this now, where can I buy it? And he says, they don't sell it in Canada yet. And I said, okay, so if they don't sell it, then maybe it's a business opportunity for me as well to bring it to the Canadian market. So we set up the marketing strategy, and actually, yes, I did bring it to the Canadian market. So let me get started here. The company is called Rain International, but within the corporation, actually the idea, if somebody interested to create their own market, their own business, you can build your own business. The gentleman who brought me into this business, his company now called Bestline. And very soon when I have a bigger market share here in the Canadian market, I want to separate and become my own totally independent company as well. I traveled last fall in Serbia, in Hungary, and I did many different health seminars, similar like this, but a little bit more detailed than what you are going to see today. And I became friend with this lovely doctor, the lovely lady. Her name is Dr. Susie Kwok. She's originally from Malaysia. She lives in San Francisco, and she's actually 25 years in the nutrition world. And when I had a chance to do seminars with her, I got to know her as well. And I asked a bunch of questions which normally you wouldn't ask people. So I asked her, I said, please, beside of the idea this is a product and we can market it, tell me the truth, really, what's behind it? And she says, Attila, I have studied products, all nutritional products for 25 years. I have never seen anything like this. She says, there are a lot of vitamins, there are a lot of products on the market, but there is nothing like this, and you will hear why. Basically, I don't know how much aware of you of certain ingredients, what's in the food, and what can happen to a person. But this wish was really there for me when I broke my neck and I was in the hospital. A healthy person has thousands of wishes, a sick man has only one, to be healthy. And that time, you know, when I had a halo screwed in my head and you know, you just broke your neck and you didn't even know if you're going to walk again. That was the only wish. I said, God, please let me cut the grass one more time. I'm here, I'm happy now, and I'm healthier on a daily basis. But basically, there are a lot of people out there who are struggling with health issues. There are also people who are struggling actually with money as well. So what I'm going to show you is a little bit of a combination of health, nutrition, and also a possibility of creating a business. Did you know that, for example, the food what we eat today is full of toxins and additives and colorings and basically bad chemicals? As a matter of fact, everything what you are going to see in the beginning of this presentation, it is nothing to do with this product or with this corporation. This is basically health information what I collected together, and some of them what came from this health food information. There are 8,000 different colorings, additives, chemicals in the food what we eat today. And I'm not sure if you are aware of that, but when you add this together, an average person in North America eats about 54 kilograms. That's about 120 pounds of these chemicals in a yearly basis. Please understand, these are all those boxed food and containers and prepared food, not fresh food that you make or cook at home. As a matter of fact, there are studies shows that the fruits and the vegetables lost 70% of their nutritional value in the past 30 years. I don't know if you know, for example, anything. Do you know anything about oils? This is just a short rundown 1 liter oil and what kind of a profit they make from 1 liter oil. You see, people, they always think of that the oil war is because of the gas or the gasoline in your car, and that's actually not. From 1 liter oil, when they start to refine it, they're going to start to making grease for cars and lubricants for engines and stuff like that. But the remaining, what it's called pakura, it's crude oil, they're going to start to refine that. And when they are refining these oil products, they're actually creating skincare products for on the market. So 1 liter oil generates about, each of these containers are $5 worth of product. So when you sell 4 of those, that's about $20 profit, or just on the byproducts of that. Then they're going to start to refining the leftovers of those, and they're making plastic like the bottle what you are drinking out of at the moment. It's okay. But that's nothing at all. They're going to refine all of these things, and eventually, you believe this or not, the oil, these byproducts, these toxic materials will end up in your drugs, medications. Aspirin is made from crude oil. I don't know if you knew that or not. Did you know that, for example, chemotherapy for cancer is made from crude oil? It's poison, it's toxic. Now you understand when people are taking chemotherapy, that's why their hair falls out and stuff like that. However, these pharmaceutical industries, they sell one of these packages to the government for $18,000. So on 1 liter of oil, they are able to profit $720,000. That's just to give you a little bit of an idea. What about cosmetics? The cosmetic products are not regulated. So if you check out, most of them has what it's called either alu, it's some kind of an aluminium byproduct, it's toxic to you. Plus, when you put it on your body, it blocks the sweat glands, so you can't sweat. Your body, your skin cannot detoxify. It's poisonous. And as a matter of fact, these ones, they even have it in their names, petroleum. It's poison, it's pure toxic. The sad part is it's in baby oil. Did you know that these petroleum byproducts has been banned in Europe for a long time? They are not allowed in their countries. But they sell it here everywhere. As a matter of fact, even in the hospital, this is what they use on babies.
Yeah.
However, Johnson & Johnson not too long ago announced that they are actually removing these crude oils from their products. A little bit about medication. There are more people dying from prescribed medications, actually, than you think of. I'm not talking about people who are abusing their drugs, but just simply the doctor prescribed them. Why is that happening? Because they give you one, there will be a side effect, then they give you another medication for the side effect, and by the time you have 2 or 3 of these medications, the studies to release these medications, they may do the study on one medication, but they never ever do studies when you are taking 2 or 3 or the combination of those. So you will never know how actually dangerous some of these medications are. So nobody died from vitamins. You cannot die from vitamins. As a matter of fact, there are certain doctors, this was over 100 years ago, one of the first duties of the physician is to educate the masses not to take medicine. How about that? A person who takes medication, they have to recover first from the sickness and then from the medication side effects. I want to talk to you a little bit about oils. Dr. Susie Kwok explained to me that Attila, cosmetics, you already know it. It doesn't matter, it's lipstick, they have, anytime when you see this mineral, you should check it out, what is this mineral? Because to us, our ear is like, oh, it sounds like it's a healthy product, but it isn't. These oils, what type of oils do you use for cooking? So if you use any of these, you are basically toxing your body. Your body cannot digest these. And I know they're pushing these on the market, for example, a Heart and Stroke Foundation to eat margarine. Margarine is only 1 molecule away from plastic. If you would melt a plastic box, you can pretty much put it on your bread as just like margarine. I didn't invent these things, folks. It's got nothing to do with the company. I'm simply sharing you health information. If you are cooking, the grapeseed oil or coconut oil is the one that is healthy for cooking.
How about olive oil?
Olive oil
yeah.
is not good for cooking, it's good for fresh salads, but not for cooking. Cooking is really coconut oil or grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil, you can buy it now everywhere, and it's not more, actually probably cheaper a little bit than olive oil.
Okay. Is it because when you burn it, it creates some...
Exactly. So I don't want to go...
Saturated oil. Yeah.
Listen, saturated or trans fats. Trans fats, for example, what you buy like shortening. I don't want to go into the trans fats, but basically what happens, liquid oils, when it's pressed out from flowers or from seeds, they're using either hydrogen or they are cooking or heating them until they turn solid. Your body cannot digest them. That's what creates fatness in people. So these are basically all pretty much trans fats. Did you know that, for example, even here in North America, Canada, we still are regulated by this corporation called Monsanto, and Monsanto's seeds are genetically modified and engineered. As a matter of fact, they claim their seeds are safe to eat, but there are studies shows when they started to feeding their seeds to laboratory animals, within 3 weeks to a month, every one of them, not just 1 or 2, all of them developed cancerous tumors. They are toxic chemicals. This is in your cereal boxes everywhere. That's what we eat. Did you know that even Taiwan, China, Hong Kong, the Philippines, they are banning these company seeds all over the world. In India, they're burning these seeds. They don't let them they don't even allow them into their countries. Here, they're forcing the farmers to put this into their ground.
Is that true that especially corn is 100% GMO modified in Canada?
Well, either they GM modified or what they do, they add the Roundup to it. So they are modifying the genes, and already the seeds are soaked into chemicals, so when it's been planted, there are no weed growing around it. So when the plant grows up, when bugs coming on these seeds, when the bugs eat the seeds, actually their stomach explodes. But they say it's healthy for us to eat. But that's the result.
Yeah, this mouse looks cute.
Now I want to show you all of these, what I explained to you, these toxins basically become in the body, in the human body, it's called xenoestrogens. Estrogens are female hormones, but when it's coming from artificial sources, it's named xeno, and it becomes dangerous and toxic. These are the side effects. Males, they start to develop actually male breasts. This is, you go to a swimming pool, you will see it more and more. Second side effect, you probably hear it everywhere, less and less fertile male out there. Why? How many people do you know 40 or above who already has either liver or kidney problems? Because this is where we detoxify. Those trans fats, saturated fats, what they do in your arteries, they're going to start to settle down in the veins and they start to blocking the blood flow. So, for example, in the brain there are millions of tiny blood vessels. When the blood and the oxygen cannot flow through, eventually there is a little bit of a solid a clump, blocks something, and the result is stroke. And you are lucky if you survive it. And most people actually, they get either paralyzed or partial paralyzation and stuff like that. Trans fats, this is the fat what surrounds your heart. Eventually, all these animal fats, bad oil fats, what your body can't get rid of, they're going to clump around your heart, and basically, they're suffocating your heart to breathe or actually beat.
Is it outside this fatty heart, which you saw?
This is outside on the heart.
Oh.
So basically, all the fats grows outside on the heart.
It's human heart?
It's human heart.
Interesting.
This is a normal blood vessel, and this is how it starts to look like. Eventually, there's a little a blood clot. Heart attack, how many people do you know or heard of that they had a heart attack? Lucky if they survived. What is the other factors in our life? Stress. Do you know anybody who does not affected by stress these days? Very few people. Work related, drive related, you name it. Family related, money related, financial related. But a lot of people, they don't understand that stress also starts to offsetting their brain. When the brains and the chemicals are offsetting the brain, they will be affected. They will be affected all the way down to your organs. So just a little bit in the brain. The mid-center, what is called the limbic system, and there are certain different glands, hippocampus, amygdala, they don't need to go into the anatomy. But these glands actually are producing certain hormones. One of them is, for example, cortisol, which is a stress hormone. The other is dopamine or serotonin. You might have heard of these things before. Dopamine is basically one of those hormones which is a feel-good hormone. So when the dopamine level is dropping in the brain, that's when the signs of depression starts to coming in. However, all of these glands from the brain here, they are linked together with certain glands, thyroid glands, adrenal glands, even the reproductive organs. All of this system here is called endocrine system. So when you go for certain checkups with the doctor, they are going to start testing your endocrine system. How many people do you know who has thyroid problems? How many female these days have breast cancer? These are all a part of these glands. Let's talk a little bit about the blood. The blood basically, white cell, red blood cells. The white blood cells, they're supposed to fight infection when you have. Red blood cells, they carry oxygen. So when you have a narrow blood vessel, which is already blocked by all these fats in there, so the blood is not flowing, not enough oxygen is flowing through your body. And of course, it's going to affect you. I want to show you a little demonstration quickly here. May I ask you to bring me 2 glasses of water, please? Thanks. What I will show you at the moment, Patrick has a purification system on his kitchen, so that's why I asked my wife to bring it from the bathroom, from the tap. But this is just regular tap water here from this house, and I'm going to use this little bottle. It's basically testing the chlorine in the water. And until she brings it, let me just grab a Kleenex quickly. May I ask you to help me also?
Of course.
What I'm going to do is this. Can you put 3 fingers into this glass of water and hold the glass, and you can sit down for a few minutes with it. As deep as you can, just hold it comfortably. Now I want to show you this. This is just the testing. This is basically pool testing. You can buy it in any pool stores. Do you see what's happening? It immediately shows the chlorine in the drinking water. We drink this. In Windsor, finally, they took the fluoride out of the water. Do you know that fluoride actually is basically rat poison? It was developed by the Nazis in the concentration camp. Do you know what fluoride does in the brain? It's docile people so they don't fight back. I wonder why did they have to docile the entire world, giving us a little chemical. I know you think that for Attila is crazy. These are all facts. I didn't invent this. You can search on these.
Is it supposedly good for our teeth?
Sorry?
Is it supposedly?
No, it's not. Actually, it's the opposite. It's already been proven. It doesn't do nothing for the teeth. As a matter of fact, it's actually more damaging than you could. I want to show you something. I mentioned this little product in the beginning. Now, if I stir this out, just a little bit, you can see it. This is just a juice, basically, but you can see immediately it clears out the chlorine from the water.
When you say clears this out, what do you mean by that?
Is this
this
basically it nullifies it.
I see.
It's just like when have you had an aquarium and you can buy certain kind of liquids, you know,
right,
to take the chemicals out of the
water.
water.
Oh, I see, okay.
However, these are actually natural products, food products, what you can eat. As a matter of fact, if you want, you can finish it yourself later on. It's just a juice.
Okay.
But anyway, if you don't mind, just a couple of more minutes. What happens in the body? Oxidative stress, the other name for it, free radicals. Free radical damage, you might have heard of it, it happens in our body. But when you look at something outside, an apple on air starts to get oxidized, just like a nail rusting. This is what happens. But do you understand that the same thing happens to us? That's why we're getting age. We are getting older, it shows up on our skin. That's what happens to us. However, by a human body, the way it's supposed to function, any one of us should easily live up to 120 years. As a matter of fact, when they're looking at the design of the entire human organs and the body, we're supposed to live up to 190 years. So when you go back and I don't know if you are familiar with the Bible, and I'm not here to preach, but you remember those stories that some of these people were hundreds and hundreds of years old? You know why? Because they didn't eat chemicals. That's the only difference. So let's look at free radicals. How many of you actually exercise? When you exercise, the body releases and creates the most free radical damage in your system. To recover from this, you have to eat properly. Dehydration, lactic acid builds up in your body. So if you don't drink enough water, if you don't drink healthy water, if you don't eat proper proteins, it's actually, exercise is more damaging than good for you. So now don't go into the other end, so I'm doing good, eating bacon and ham and all of those things. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm simply saying that if you are exercising, you have to look after your body as well, especially as we are getting older and older. I'm just going to turn this a little bit towards me. Where are free radicals come from? They are all around us. But what are free radicals, so you understand? In our body, we need to have antioxidant which just comes in through the food. These are vitamins, minerals, enzymes, certain type of oils, you know, omega-3, omega-6 and stuff like that. But when one of them escapes, these are electrons. These electrons always in together as a pair. One escapes, that becomes a free radical. This is basically damaging your body, your health. So when let's say you eat a vitamin C, from one vitamin C, if you just use one molecule, it will bond to this one of these free radicals, and they basically they nullify each other. It becomes irrelevant anymore. How do we get all these? What you have to do is just step outside. It's in the air. Oh, let's see. Can I just pour with this now? Sorry, I hope it wasn't too cold. No, doable. I want to show you something. A little bit more interesting now, isn't it? What do you think, where did the chlorine go? The skin. Your skin soaks up 70% of what you put on it. So think about it when you go have a shower for a half an hour. How much toxic material goes through our body?
But that's nothing. What about
filter.
swimming? What about swimming?
Sorry?
What about swimming in such case?
Same.
Even worse, I would say. In the swimming pool.
So look, no matter what, we can't get away from this anymore. When you put your cell phone to your ear, when you eat something, when you drink something, it's very difficult. Even when you go and you say, oh, I'm buying bio, you know, or those so-called organic foods. It's even though it's controlled.
Can you try one more experiment? Put a couple, leave it for 10 minutes. Because chlorine, sometimes it's a gas.
It's a gas,
so
yeah.
It will evaporate itself.
Okay.
So, I don't know, just curious. So if you leave a cup of water, leave on 10 minutes, and then to see again, see if it's
To take another water and just leave it like that?
yeah, see if it's just curious. Yeah.
So, free radicals basically is creating sickness, and these are the results in your body. I don't want to explain every single one of them, but I'm sure when you look at this list you heard some of these already. Or maybe you already know some people who has some. Oh, sorry. Okay. So after this, I found the actual text. After this, I actually found statistics of most of the disease: heart attack, cancer, stroke, Alzheimer, diabetes, Parkinson, and how many numbers of people being affected or dying actually from these diseases. As a matter of fact, if you look into the psychiatry or psychology, none of the mental patients or none of the psychologically disturbed person will be ever treated or cured from some of these medicals what they are eating. How you can prevent your body or to get rid of some of the toxins? The amount of antioxidants in your body is directly proportional to how long you are going to live. So what are antioxidants? How do I get antioxidants? What type of food you eat, you are becoming of. So for example, if you eat this, that's great, I like it too, and I eat it sometimes. But if you're gonna go non-stop eating fat food or fast food, it's unhealthy. Everybody knows that. When was the last time actually you ate 10 apples a day? When was the last time you ate an avocado? When was the last time you ate anything raw and green?
Avocado 2 days ago, 10 apples, I don't remember.
Okay.
2 apples. Yes.
So now I'm not here to bug. I don't want to bug the person who's in case a smoker. Yeah. One cigarette generates 1 quadrillion free radical damage in your body. Just one cigarette. All of these toxins are basically affecting your DNA on a cellular level. There are, inside the cell, there are certain things what needs food. As a matter of fact, now it's been shown, and scientists prove that all disease is due to oxidative stress, basically free radical damage in your body.
I have one question. If some people drinking, whether it would create this free radical as well? I want to stop him drinking.
Please stop! Jesus.
I want to show you, and I want to show you now why did I decide basically start to checking this product out in Europe when I was there. Number one, it started to helping me, as I mentioned it in the beginning, with the pain and the inflammation. However, because I work with a lot of people, I do therapy, a lot of people coming with depression, and honestly, there are a lot of people popping pills into themselves, and it's not helping them. As a matter of fact, people actually kill themselves. However, 60% of the fat is the brain is fat. And a lot of people don't understand you need good fat to get and penetrate into the brain. So you need omega-3, omega-6 and omega-9. Sol, this liquid, has everything in it what the body needs. Even the oils, and I will explain to you how do they make it and what comes out of it. This little package of Sol has more omega-3, omega-6 than salmon oil. Why is this important? When we tested this product in Hungary, I noticed that in the experiment that within 18 minutes later it showed up in the brain and it's changed the brain, started to changing and affecting brain functions, which means it penetrates the blood-brain barrier. So I'm started to thinking, if this oil penetrates to the brain's 60% is fat, omega-3, omega-6. This is omega-3, omega-6. So it's immediately delivering the healthy, vital nutrition to the brain. The brain controls your endocrine system. So if this producing proper hormones is going to affect your glands all the way down. And that's why it's important for a lot of people. They say, oh, I'm already taking this, I'm already taking that. All what I'm saying that if you're taking whatever you're taking, check this out. Is it goes to your brain or not? Or is it just stays in your digestive system? Because not everything penetrates up to your brain. For example, to have a healthy liver, you have to have healthy oils going into your system. Because all the bad toxins and all the bad oils and all the fats, they're going to go through your liver to detoxify them. And also, the liver will need something else, what is called glutathione. Now, glutathione is actually the master antioxidant of the body. Glutathione also needs in the brain. When the glutathione, this master antioxidant level, drops in the brain, it's affecting the dopamine productions in the limbic system. If you are also stressed out at the same time, because people, when do they get stressed out? When we're stressed out from work, we don't eat properly. Does this make sense? A lot of people don't eat properly, especially they don't eat properly when they are stressed out. So now all these stress hormone goes down to the adrenal glands. They're going to start to make more stress hormones. So the person is in constant stress. The effect, free radical damage, dropping the glutathione, the master antioxidants in the brain, which is affecting the dopamine. Is this so far? Okay, okay. That's just if you have any question, ask, because I'm going to just go through and explain. Glutathione is needed for the liver to detoxify. So when you don't eat properly, the master antioxidant is your body. So the master antioxidant your body generates from the food that you eat. Okay, that's happening all the time in your cells. But when we don't eat properly, the glutathione level is dropping. So the only way that's affecting you, now your immune system is starting to weakening. Here is just briefly a cell, a human DNA. In the cell, there are so-called mitochondria. The mitochondria basically needs to have proper sugar. When, let's say you don't eat dairy products. So if you are lactose intolerant, one of the sugar molecules already missing from your food intakes. However, also the cell membrane, the first thing is that's going to start to thinning out. So the cell membrane has to be thick enough to have a good, strong protection. These mitochondria has to have enough sugar, food, not the crystallized white sugar that we put in our coffee, but real sugar from food, and they're going to produce vital energy, what is called ATP. And I don't want to go through all these, but it's pretty much over there. But the more important part of this, if you don't eat properly, the mitochondria will send out signals. And especially the signals will be affected when you have an infection in your body. So what is called apoptosis is basically a programmed cell death. This has happened to every one of us. You know, skin dies, cells are dying out, new cells are born. Basically an entire human is changing within a few weeks. You are not the same person, you believe it or not, that you were a couple of weeks ago. There are billions, 10 billions of these cells are changing within us. But what is apoptosis means? This programmed cell death. When a cell is weakened, not enough protection, not enough immunity fight off a disease, they're going to send out signals that we're being attacked. So they commit suicide, they blow themselves off. This is called apoptosis. However, this information from those mitochondria has been sent to other surrounding cells, even healthy cells, and they don't blow themselves as well. So not only the infected or the bad or the weakened cells will die out, but healthy cells. So this is when your immune system is not able to fight against disease or illness or toxins that gets into your body. Why is that some people are actually able to survive chemotherapy? 98%, almost 2.8% of the people die from chemotherapy, not from the cancer. And the reason is because their body was already weakened, so the natural immune system, the natural protection against the chemicals couldn't fight. 1931, Dr. Otto Heinrich already discovered what is linked to cancer. Why? When you deprive a cell of 35% of its oxygen, within 48 hours it can become cancerous. So when there is not enough red blood flow in your body, the effects, have you ever seen older folks when their hands turns like this? Their blood is not circulating. When the brain is not circulating properly the blood, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Lou Gehrig disease, this information is pretty scary. 1 in 4 Canadians will die from cancer. These are true statistics. This has nothing to do with this product or this company. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of us here. 3 of us won't make it if we continue living the way we are living. That's scary, guys. These are statistics. These are proven happening already. Cancer is not a disease. Have you heard of that? The newest discoveries of last year, in August 2012, it's been shown and proved. Actually, here are all the doctors and the names that they discovered this cancer is actually a fungus. An Italian doctor discovered that by simply drinking water with baking soda, can get rid of the cancer in your system because it's alkalinizes the body. So when a person is affected by cancer, when their bodies become alkaline, the pH level is over 8, 8.5, the cancer cells cannot thrive and cannot survive. They can't feed. They don't. If you don't have acidity, acidic environment, and if you don't have sugar and yeast in your body, which feeds the fungus, it's common sense. Why is this then? How come they don't prove this? Because pharmaceutical industries can't make money on it. It's very simple. Oh, if I may, I just found this, and this is true. You can search this. You can look up these doctors and the names. It's been now proven that chemotherapy actually causes exactly the opposite what it's supposed to treat. So what happens in the cell when the chemotherapy drugs they get in? The human cells around the cancer cells, still the intact or the healthy cells, because of they are not poisoned with chemicals, to protect against or fight off this chemical, they start to create a form of protein which is actually start to feeding the cancer cells. So that's why it happens in the last stage of cancer. A lot of people that, oh yeah, they did so good until now, the treatment was okay, but they couldn't survive, even the treatment couldn't help them anymore. The last stage, the cancer just took over and killed them. Because what happened is the chemotherapy causing healthy cells to produce protein, and the cancer can grow from it. It can't fight it off. Started to die. I am sure that I don't have to talk about sugar. I have never seen anybody with a diabetic problem. I didn't even know until these sidelights, some of these comes from Dr. Suzy Kwok. And I'm like, oh my goodness, actually diabetes can do this? They showed me legs, actually. It's kind of like, almost like a half of a leg can roughen off. And like, it's incredible, horrible diseases out there. How many people do we know with arthritis or gallstone? Heart disease. These are the source. Sugar. Did you know that, for example, people who eat too much sugar, it activates exactly the same synapses in the brain as the cocaine addicts? They are basically drug addicted to sugar. Not even kids are diagnosed with high blood pressure. This is the most shocking whatever I learned and studied on. Attention deficit disorder, hyperactivity, it's a hoax. Doesn't exist. So please, if you know any kids, any grandkids, or any of your friends, any of those kids, maybe they put on these, any of these, Prozac, Ritalin, Siler, destroys their liver within a few years. Ritalin, 98% molecular structure is the same as cocaine. These are dangerous drugs. They are not helping these kids. Do you know why this is a hoax? Because there is no mental disease, none. Not one mental disease can pinpoint it out in the brain. Where? It's not like, oh, I have a problem here, and they find it, oh, you have a gallstone. In the brain, they cannot figure it out what is what and where. There is no way to figure this out. And the brain does not need these chemicals. It alters their chemicals. If you want to know more about this, search on the internet, on the YouTube, psychiatry, the industry of death. Very simple videos. And now let's go into some how-to researches. Dr. Arnold Linner, which we have nothing to do with him, all what Rain Corporation did, they started to following his studies and researches. This doctor has a team, cancer research, over 20 years of an entire medical team, and they started to testing certain nutritional products and fruits and vegetables, just like many other doctors they do in the researches. However, they found something really interesting, and I want to show this to you. That's just one of them. Instead of using the fruits and the vegetables, they started to using the seeds. It makes sense when I started to thinking, I said, well, yeah, the fruit itself has to always protect the seeds the most, because the seeds has the information, has to regrow an entire plant. So the seed will be always carrying more information than the fruit itself. So when they started to actually pressing the oils out of these seeds, and they started to testing them for different researches. And what they noticed, the most effective, these seeds, what they tested, it was the black cumin and the oil pressed out from black cumin. Then the Chardonnay grape seeds, the black raspberry seeds. And then after what they did, they actually started to combining and mixing these things together. And what they came up with, they found out, these are patented studies, nothing to do with rain, this is Arnold Linner's research. They found out that the 3 red ones, what you see here, when they combined all of them together, they started to enhancing each other's effectiveness. So when they mixed the black raspberry with the black cumin, it suddenly 20% become more potent. When they added the grape seeds oil into it, suddenly it's grown 40% more potent. And this is just basically explaining exactly what I just mentioned to you. So the product, this little package here, that's all pretty much we have in there. Black raspberry seeds, black cumin seeds, and Chardonnay grape seeds. I just learned it actually when I was in Europe from Dr. Suzy Kwok. Many people ask, like, why Chardonnay grape seeds? And Dr. Suzy Kwok says, Attila, because the Chardonnay grapes, actually they grow a lot deeper, the roots grow deeper into the ground, so they bring different minerals and different stuff out of the soil. So here is the product sold. It's all organic seeds, black raspberry, Chardonnay grape, black cumin seed, and all what we added to it is D-ribose, it's a 5-carbon sugar. Your body manufactures, and your digestive system manufactures D-ribose. This is for healthy heart functioning. This is what it helps and controls the palpation of the muscle contracts in your body. These are all in this little pouch. 9 of the 14 vitamins what your body needs. Here are the vitamins, omega-3, 6, and 9s. Antioxidant, essential fatty acids, resveratrol. Resveratrol comes out from the Chardonnay grapeseed. It's an anti-aging. So ladies, instead of putting creams on your skin to look young, how about if you actually put something into your cells to keep your body inside younger? They have also some flavonoids and minerals, and also they have anti-inflammatory, and that comes from the black cumin. These seeds are, as I already mentioned, 20 to 40% more potent. One of these little pouch is the same if you would eat 281 aspirin pills. Aspirin is crude oil chemicals. This is organic. That's how much natural anti-inflammatory in this little pouch. So now you understand, when I started to taking this, that's what happened. It started to controlling the inflammation. As a matter of fact, one of these little pouches of salt, if you drink one of them, it's the same if you eat 9.3 pounds of fresh berries. When was the last time you ate 10 pounds of black raspberries? One of those little boxes is almost $5. $4.99, $3.99 even in the summertime. So to eat all that, that's about $300. Would be just to buying the berries. Health Canada suggests and recommends eat 8 to 10 servings of fruits, 8 to 10 servings of vegetables, 2 to 3 servings of nuts. When was the last time you ate actually walnuts? Fresh raw walnuts. Okay, we don't eat them too much. All of this nutrition in this one pouch. Think about the people who are rushing into the morning to work, kids going to school. When was the last time they had this much nutrition in their brain? When the kids, they don't eat properly, their brain is full of animal fats from the burgers all the time and the trans fats and the sugar. No wonder they are actually hyperactive or they can't pay attention to the teacher. This is just a little rundown on black cumin. I'm not going to go through every single one of these things too deeply. I found this research. The Thomas Jefferson University in Philadelphia tested the black cumin oil. It's called thymoquinine. This thymoquinine at the moment is the only thing actually blocks pancreatic cell growth. Why is that the pharmaceutical industry is not selling a black cumin oil? Because there is no money in it, because it's peanuts. It's not too expensive to them. How about black raspberry? How many people do you know who actually diabetic? So many people keep asking, and I phoned doctors and said, well, is it safe for diabetic people? And she says, no, they should be on this. Because black raspberry is able to control and help with their insulin and glucose levels in the body. It's a very healthy product. How about Chardonnay grape seeds? If nothing else matters, how about anti-aging? Please put your hand up if you enjoy the idea of getting older and older. Wouldn't you like to look younger and younger without plastic surgery? Like, I think that's a pretty good idea. What is D-ribose? As I already mentioned that. Have you heard of this disease, fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome? There are so many people affected by that. And one of the causes of it because of the lack of D-ribose. They don't eat properly, so their body is not producing enough D-ribose. Just leave it up for a couple of seconds. There are 27 reasons to drink salts. What if I tell you this? You started to drinking that. I don't want to advertise your changes, but did it help?
Yes.
How about you, Patrick? Did it help so far?
Yeah.
If you
Absolutely.
go online with our company, you will see tons and tons of researches and tons of actually testimonials what people are talking about. But I will show you a couple of testimonies. You remember I told you I am not the guy who liked to jump into things. So when I was in Europe, we had actually a doctor came out doing blood samples. So we have asked people in a seminar just like this, if you have never drank this product, so would you volunteer for a blood test? So please watch this. This is actually a lady's blood before drinking salt. These are the blood plasmas. This is supposed to be red blood cells. Totally clumped up, clogged, barely moving. So you can see the blood is not flowing too much. When I ask him, like, what does it tell you when you see something like this? He says, well, this is the first signs of getting to the point of heart attack. If they have a blood clot, that's it. The blood is not flowing. It's just settling in. This is going to start the other video. So we asked the person after the blood test to drink one package of salt, and 2 hours later we took another blood sample from them. That's the same person's same blood. You see the nice blood, red blood cells? Now it's the oxygen is flowing and carried. We have a lot of people tested. In Europe, we have a lot of medical doctors now involved and recommending this product. Brunswick Laboratories were testing products. So I don't know if you heard of goji juice, Farmanex, Noni, Sengo, Welsh grape juice, $4 in any stores. It's another Kayani. Zri is created by Deepak Chopra company. Just in case if you heard some of these things. I think one of you somewhere here, so I heard some of these products. Anyway, what they did, they started testing the oxygen radical absorbance, which means ORAC. Basically, what is their oxidization level and how many free radicals they can bound by milliliter. So it's 30 milliliters. 30 milliliters is about a half a package of this product. Okay, these are the results. A bottle of goji juice, $80 if you buy. Some of these products actually goes up to $150 just one. Salt ORAC level is 2,675 just for half a pack. It's one of the highest on the market. You might be able to find little antioxidant pills from black raspberries or raspberries and stuff like that. Please remember, they are not oil, not liquid, so they don't go up to the brain. And now one more thing. Dr. Suzuki explained that to me. She says, Attila, the black cumin oil separately alone doesn't go up in the brain. Neither the black raspberry oil, neither the Chardonnay grapeseed oil. The three combined are able to penetrate up to the brain. This was the car accident that I mentioned to you in the very beginning, so that's how my neck looks like. So trust me, I was not a happy camper in 2005. I was taking 3 to 5 packages, and it's literally started to changing my life. And before I decided I'm going to bring it to the market here, I went and I spent $650 on studies on my body. So here's a few results I want to explain to you. I put them together on a couple of sheets, but it's actually a lot of papers what they printed out for me. I was 47, just 1 month before I turned 48. After about an hour and a half testing, you know, when the doctor tells you that your entire organs and your body functioning on the health level of 55%. So may I ask you a question? Would you be scared right now if you go to the doctor and they say, here, the way you are, only a half of you is working properly? I think I was scared. I was horrified. At age 47 and only the half of me is working properly. Okay. However, she had the good news. She says, Attila, your body's still functioning on a 44-year-old person. I said, ooh, at least I'm still a little bit younger. Then I drink one of these salts and we ran 4 tests. I had enough money to pay for 4 tests. This is the last results, the 4th one. The brain activity changed within 18 minutes, but overall in about a few hours later, my heart level jumped to 77% and the biological functioning of my body dropped down to 38. So it's physiologically proved it that if I do this on a daily basis, this is what it's going to do in my body. And that's when I said, so where can I buy this product in Canada? And they said, nobody sells it yet. And I said, okay, so if nobody sells it in Canada, now it's a possibility to look into it as a business.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Sorry?
I don't understand what's this brain. Can you explain a little bit more?
These are basically brain activities, that's all.
Yeah, so how can they connect the data to approve your biological age at 36?
These are all, I was hooked up with all with electrodes. I had to take blood tests, I was on urine tests, they did a lot of testing on me. And these are actually coming out from a computer results.
It's in the data, I think they have.
It's a data, it's a Japanese, it's a very sophisticated Japanese.
Is it a meridian test or meridian?
It's more than that.
Okay.
But that's the closest what you can think of the meridian test. Now, here's the lady, this is one of the person who was there in the clinic, actually took pictures of me when they tested me. Look at her results, she was 39, her health level was 40%, her biological function. They can test how healthy is your body functioning, how they supposed to function, how is your heart supposed to be, how is your liver supposed to be. So she drank, sorry, go ahead.
So, so it's some kind of, and please correct me if I'm wrong, it's some kind of number of tests which is then
combined.
And
it wasn't one test.
Certain kind of, so I assume it has got its name.
No.
This kind of program has got its name. I
don't know exactly the names for it, but
Dinamica. Is it
that was just I think that was the program what runs. I think that's just a computer program which just runs their pictures and all of those things.
Yeah, okay.
I forgot the name of it. It's a Japanese. I know it's a Japan because I asked her. It's a Japanese system, and they hook you up with electrodes and all kind of stuff. So one room they testing this, they go to another test and another test, and then after they create like a computer printout of all the results. And look at that, this lady drink one salt, her health level jumps to 98%, her biological functioning drops down to 27. Okay. This is again from Malaysia, from the doctor. And she says, Attila, many times these bad fats, what we eat, we cannot detoxify them, we can't get rid of them, so they start to settling into your body. Have you ever seen people who has lumps, tumors, smaller, this and that, whatever? So what rain can do is actually, she says, because it's a healthy oil, it's able to bound and loosen up some of these already clumped up oils. It takes a few months, so it's not going to happen overnight, but it's able to help and starts to clearing it out. Now, this was a very interesting story from when she explains this. We have videos actually of Dr. Susie Kwok's lectures, so I can send you links and you can listen to her lectures online as well. She says this lady was blind, and they started to giving her salt, and eventually a few months later her vision came back. And she says it cannot be. There's no way a nutritional product can cure a blind. It cannot be done physically. This lady already had several eye surgery. But then later on, with a lot of tests, they found out because of her brain, one of the little blood vessels had a blood clot, was pushing some of the visual nerves, which is attached to the optical nerves. Is actually that was causing her blindness, and because of the soul goes up to the brain, it started to flushing and loosening up this little clot. So the oil flushed out with the pressure, and suddenly her vision came back. So it wasn't that the soul cured blindness, it wasn't. So here are a few more tests actually done on skin problems and eczemas. You can see it after certain days. These are all from Dr. Susie Kwok. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you understand. Here's a few more results. You can lose some weight with it actually. This is not meant to be as a dietary or weight loss product, but it does really help. Gives you better energy. This lady is from Chicago. Look at just the problems what she had. They inserted a morphine pain pump, which means that a certain amount, a certain time, automatically pumps morphine into her body. They put her on Sol, and they had the results. After 5 months, actually, she started to walking. I think these people, her parents, and that's how she got to know Dr. Susie Kwok. The man was diagnosed with leukemia. The doctor said that he's not going to last too long, and all what they are on Sol. If you want, you guys can find actually, like the Oriental folks, you can talk to Dr. Susie Kwok. I have the information. I have actually Chinese materials or Oriental materials from her. Psoriasis, a lot of people suffer from psoriasis. It's a lack of nutrition in the body. Many times you can see kids on the hairline with bleeding psoriasis spots. If you have any questions, when I finished, I will explain more as much as I know. This is the company where we manufacture Sol. The company is based in Utah. Now they have a head office and a headquarters in Hungary, in Budapest. So the European countries are actually supplied from this. They still manufacture it in the US, but now they are actually supplying it and sending it to the head office in Hungary, and all the surrounding countries being distributed from that. In Canada, we still receive the product through a shipment mail. This is the Hungarian headquarters office. It's a beautiful facility. They have non-stop training there. And I want to show you something. You may never thought of that you want to get involved with a product. You may never thought of you want to actually even recommend something to someone else. But Rain looked at this world at the moment, and please tell me if it's not true. We have a lot of problems with health issues, especially our generation or the older generation. People about 45, 50, we're getting sicker and sicker. It's a fact, unfortunately. How about financial problems? We live in Windsor. Maybe the Toronto market wasn't affected that badly. But guys, there are an entire village, amount of people like a village were laid off and they move into Alberta, they can't find a job. So
that's still possible. You can buy a house for $10,000 in Windsor?
That's why we moved there. I moved there to retire, pretty much. You can buy a half of the price of a house. The house what you buy in Alberta for $500,000, you can get it here for less than a half, with a swimming pool. So, anyhow, but the point is, the solution. We created, or Rain Company created something what maybe people will be interested to create and generate some extra possibility for them. Did you know that $300 extra income a month would save a lot of people from bankruptcy? 90% people would be able to keep their house. $300 bucks. And sometimes it just bugs me because I'm like, you know, when we had 4 dogs last year, I spent that much money on dog food. What is the Rain opportunity, basically, what I want to show you? If you would be sitting at the moment in another room and we would jump back in time to 1977, let's say, and my name would be Bill Gates, and I would try to convince you to buy some shares from my new Microsoft company for $1,000. Some of you may say, okay, I will buy some shares from you. Today, you would be a millionaire with that $1,000. And some of you would probably, maybe not even alive, or some of you still working out there say, I should have bought some shares from Bill Gates back then. So please think about this. What would an extra $500 a month would make for you? Maybe buys you a new car, maybe send you on a holiday. What if actually a little bit more money? What if you would have a little bit more time? What if you would have a little bit more choice so you can travel more? I don't know what motivates some individuals. I tell you what motivates me. I want to see the world. I want to see the Chinese wall. I want to go all over. I want to go to Peru. So I have a lot of motivation because, well, let's put it, half of our life or half of my life is gone, so I want to spend the other half. Word of mouth advertising, that's what I'm doing. Basically, I'm telling you an experiment. I did some research, I studied, not just on what's on sale, but really what are these ingredients have been tested by other universities and stuff like that. So I'm presenting you something. Some of you will say yes, some of you will say no, to me it doesn't matter. However, what is matters, that if somebody say yes, I just did a good advertising and the company will actually appreciate this effort and will pay. Now how does this work? If you go to a movie theater, have you been in a movie theater? Did you see, let's say, Avatar? If you watched Avatar, did you recommend it to a friend? Did you see Star Wars? Or any of these big movies, like Spielberg made a movie, Jurassic Park. You tell your friends, now they're gonna go. Did Spielberg send you a check? Thank you for advertising me. They won't. But word of mouth advertising does work. So I want to tell you a little statistics. When actually I decided to join this corporation, they were only in one country, Hungary. Manufacturing in the US, and they opened up the first country, it was Europe. Okay, that was just now we are in the second anniversary next month. The company is only 2 years old. And guess what? Since that we opened in all those countries. We are opening this year Germany, Ukraine, Poland and Austria. This is the reason why you are here probably, because of your origins, Polish background, maybe you know a lot of people in Poland.
No, Patrick is my friend, he gave us that before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
And we actually feel much better.
Much better.
Yeah,
fantastic.
I'll send it to my mom. Andrew is feeling better and I feel like I have a much more energy. Like I was sleepy all the time and tired.
Yeah.
And after...
Can I ask you, did it change your sleep pattern?
It did.
That's the first thing what it did to me. I started to sleep better and deeper.
You know what, like, I used to take naps during the day because I couldn't go through the day. And then, you know, when you take naps during the day, sometimes you have a problem to fall asleep at night, or you wake up in the middle of the night. It stopped. I don't sleep at night, during the day, unless I really beat myself up walking with the dog, you know, and oxygen can do this to you, that you just come home and sleep. But I sleep through the night, I barely wake up during the night, and I don't need naps during the day, which free a lot of my time.
So let's look into a tiny bit in the marketing aspects. 34 million people market in the Canadian market share, 310 million in the US. How about the just overall 500 million market Europe? How about 4 billion in Asian market? So please, now you understand why business possibilities, because of timing. Have you ever heard of that being at the right time, in the right place? This could be it. I want to show you some kind of marketing strategies what other corporation has been proved. Other networking or this type of marketing has been exist for 50, 60 years. This was their statistics. Then when they started in the first 5 years, they created about $50 million in profits. And then after that, suddenly there is a sudden growth takes over as they start to expanding more and more around the world, more people. So now the market share jumps in 18 months to $500 million. In 2005, another corporation came, created a newer marketing system. Their marketing jumped in 2.5 years, reached what these people didn't have, in 5 years. So they actually half of the time, they reached the same amount of profit. Then this suddenly, look at that, in 8.5 months they reached 1 billion in profits. Each of these are two separate marketing strategies. So when Ring studied this market and they said, I don't want to come on the market with a 60 years old strategy plan, nor I don't want to use something which another company already did. So what they did, from the two of the combination, they created a newer system. It's a hybrid plan. This is a hybrid binary program plan, basically what Ring created. 70% of wealth is generated always in every corporations in the beginning of the foundation, what we call stage 1. So what was stage 1, let's say, for Tim Hortons? Because Tim Hortons are pretty much in every street corner, am I right?
Yeah.
But did you know that about 15 years ago, actually, Tim Hortons was struggling and they sold it to a US burger company, and then they bought it back? And now suddenly they are... Would you be able to open now to create and generate the same success in Tim Hortons, or the one who started the first one in Toronto? You know what I'm trying to get with that? We will never be able to catch that guy who started 10 or 15 years ago with his Tim Hortons. Am I correct? We can't. Most likely our expenses today to start the company will be more. Second stage is basically it's a momentum when suddenly there's a rapid growth. With Tim Hortons, we've seen this in the last 5 years. They're still popping up, but now not as much. They are already reaching the saturation market, but there is still money will be made. So, how about if I tell you this? Ring International haven't even touched this. In North America, we have less than 100 people. In Canada, we have 70. 70 people in this corporation. And I tell you this right now, Patrick was the first person in the Toronto area. This is a product and a market share which no one has. No matter who you're going to talk to, never heard of this. That's the difference. This is not another product, I don't want to hear it. Because it's been done before. I will explain to you a little bit on different marketing strategies, old marketing. It was like, you join a business, you will have a company, you can have your own company, and you can hire people into your team or into your business. What do people do? They talk to their friends. That's why you're here basically. What happened? If this person is you, you talk to your brother, you talk to your sister. If your brother works hard, you benefit from it. When sister works hard, you benefit from it. But these two family members will never benefit from each other's work. They will never be in each other's business or each other's team. They don't help each other. You understand where I'm going with this? Our marketing system is totally different. We call this the hybrid binary system. So if you join this business, when you bring in your sister, when you bring in your brother, if your brother brings in somebody, if you bring in somebody's goes here, we only building below, so we are helping people. The only way this person will make money, if you make money. If I help anybody here in this line making money, that's the only way I will make money. So basically understand, many times that's what they say, oh yeah, this guy is going to get rich on me. If you do nothing, I earn nothing. If Patrick is not making a lot of money, I don't make a little commission on that. But if I help you to make, and let's say, here's a group of people, let's start the Toronto market, and we put this product on the Toronto market, you're going to make more money than I will make money. I only make a small percentage on what you will make.
But that's quite obviously, when I'm looking at that, let's say the bottom line, the one next to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one on the right, on my right. So quite obviously, so okay, maybe it will be better if I
Sure, please come.
I just try to really understand it because that's a bit more numbers and I like that. So this guy here, you got this guy get this one get da. Okay, good. So quite obviously, if this guy sells your product or is consuming, so all of them are
Correct.
benefit, but nobody benefits on this line. Quite obviously, he doesn't benefit that this guy sold.
You're absolutely. But we are building two legs.
Okay.
This is only two legs, which means we have a left and a right side.
Okay.
So this person has a left and the right side. This person has a left and the right side. This person. So
quite
basically,
obviously,
because of the company, one leg is pretty much built all the time.
Yeah. So it means that leg.
You have to focus on one leg.
Does not benefit anything what this leg is doing.
Yeah,
I mean, only you will benefit.
No, you can.
Sideline.
Yes, you can.
Ah,
Because look, listen. For example, here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm here. I can decide where I'm helping anybody. I can put the person here. I can put the person there. So I'm building both sides. I'm not only building one side, same as everybody else.
Okay. So
Everybody will. This will be your own business.
Mhm.
So from there on, you will have two legs. You start your own business as well. Now, the people who are above you, they will put people in. Like when I started this business for 3 months, I didn't care about the business. I just wanted to drink the product. But when I came to Canada back, and then I said, oh, we have an online office, you have a marketing strategy, and and I said, okay, let me see. So by the time I actually looked at my own business, I have 100 people in my business. And I did not sponsor any of them. And I asked my friend, I said, can I make actually commission on those people in other countries? And they said, yes, you can. It's not that difficult. And I wanted to find out how. So I will explain to you how. Because the question is good. You can join this business at the moment with two different ways. And very soon, we're going to have actually even an easier option to get into at the moment. But this is really, really a great option at the moment to start. It gives you one business center, and paying for 3 boxes, you get 4 actually. In Hungary, in Europe, and other countries, they only get 3 because we are just starting the market here. The company has this promotion, we get 4. If somebody interested, they can get actually a bigger business center. For example, I signed up and enrolled a person who has a clinic. He's a chiropractor, acupressure, so he's able to move more products. He got the 10 boxes kit. In Europe or other countries, they only get 8. This is about $800 with all the taxes and the shipping. And you get 3 business centers. What is the difference? When you have one business center, you have one leg on the right. So you have only 2 legs. Here, the first leg will be below you as your own business centers, and this will have another additional leg into it as well. So basically, you can run 3 business centers. One person legally is allowed to get into this business with only with one name and one business center. One business center, I meant that you cannot buy up a bunch of positions. The company won't allow you. Because look, there are a lot of rich people out there, and they try to do in the beginning when the company rolls, they want to buy a lot of positions, and the company won't allow that. So you can get either 1 or a 3 business center.
So how many packs each box contain?
How many packages? 1 month supply. So one package for each day.
This one in each box, how many?
30.
30.
At the moment we have 28 in it. From March 1st there will be 30 in it. So 1 box, 1 month of supply. Here is how the marketing and the pay structure a tiny bit. You can actually enroll people just as a customer. Not everybody. Look, a 70-year-old person not necessarily want to do the business. Even though my mom became a business owner now, and she's became a senior manager in Hungary, and she's 70 years old, she's doing it. But not everybody will do that. However, you can make a little bit of a difference just by buying and selling the product to somebody. When somebody enrolls, you get a first order bonus. When this person enrolls somebody, there is a bonus on that. It's called bonus match. And then after that, the company, as your business starts to grow, they start to calculate the team volume, and you get a commission or a percentage of that. Just to give you a hint, I have over 1,000 people now in my business line in 7 countries. So I get a little bit of a commission on everybody, no matter what. As long as somebody buys a product, I get a little. A nice thing about this, I may never meet those people, and I can still earn a commission on it. So you can be in Canada at the moment, You can sponsor and enroll businesses in Malaysia, in Hong Kong, in China, in any of those countries we are in at the moment. I don't even want to go further. Generation bonus. We haven't touched that. Like guys, that's will come when we have a couple of thousand people and you have certain different executive business people below you, which means that they totally branch out with their own businesses separately. However, the company pays a pay structure to 7 generations down. You can bring in as many people as you want. Each of these will start a generation lag, and within this 1 generation lag you can build to 7 generation deal. Which means that literally you can have 20,000–30,000 people in one site. Builder's pool, when you reach the status where I am at the moment, the company will share 3% among the executives over the total volume of the corporation's profit. That's huge. 10 years from now, when I will have, let's say, maybe 20, 30, 100,000 people all around the world, that's just the commission. Even if I just get a dime on every order, we're talking about thousands of dollars a week. The company pays weekly, every Friday. Lifestyle bonuses, if you certain level, they pay you monthly bonuses on that. Incentive trips, the company pays you holidays. Me and my wife, we've been on a holiday trip actually last February. We were in Slovenia in one of the beautiful resorts. Company paid everything. Every morning when we went to have a breakfast, the European team manager was there giving both of us and everybody there €100 as a spending cash, daily cash. I will show you some industry statistics. If you decide to join this business, this company says, all what we want you, because we're building 2 legs, a left and the right side, to become active as a business owner in this business, you at least buy 1 box for yourself. Also, you sign up 2 persons who are also active like you. 2, if you create this, you have an active business. Does this make sense so far? There are no other companies with this simple marketing plan. So I want to show you what would create if everybody follows this concept that I just described. So the first month you enroll 2 persons, they do nothing, but those 2 will be taught the same thing, and the next month they enroll 2. And we're going to teach this duplication in the Toronto market for a year. This is what kind of an income you can generate. Come here. Come over here. So $10 the first month, it's not really motivating to make 10 bucks. And you know what? You may be talking to a lot of people. You may face a lot of people say, no, I'm not interested. But by the 3rd month, your income is pretty much the same as a box of soap. Tell you this, when I joined in, the next month from then on, I was making enough commission that I never paid for another box myself. I buy 2, 3 boxes for myself, I buy 1 for my wife, I pay for my mothers, sometimes I pay for my kids, they live in Alberta, they're grown-ups now. How about the 4th month? Now you have 2 boxes of product free. And that's only a few people you have to recommend this to get it rolling. If you check this out, if you follow this plan, by the end of the year, it's $41,000 income in 1 month. I know this sounds like it's a perfect plan, and there's no such thing as a perfect idea. So I want to show you what does this perfect marketing does. If everybody would do this in the Toronto market, you earn $81,000 in a year, part-time. This is still part-time income. Do you think you can show this to 2 persons who would be interested to show it to 2 other persons? And that's how it starts to grow. Some will, some won't. If I add this together all, that's almost $7,000 monthly income. How many people make $7,000 month income? I don't want to go into the bonuses, but this is how it goes. When somebody buys basically their starting package as a business, they get products, and you already earn bonus pays out on those boxes as well. So immediately when you buy something and you enroll somebody, right away you can make some money. For example, Patrick enrolled on his own We never met. He did it on his own. He searched the product. I sent him the presentation. He checked it out on his own. He joined the business on his own. I made $90. He just told me this afternoon, oh, the guy who signed up in Iroquois Falls signed up somebody. I just looked at it quickly here. When he signed in last week, I made $90. He enrolled somebody, I made $90. So I just made today 180 bucks. He made $90. So, and that's how it goes. Everybody can start to earning money by doing the same thing, promoting it. Not difficult.
That may be 10 deal.
This is the first order bonus match. I explained this very briefly. This is you. This person is already in your team, just like Patrick. When Patrick brings in somebody in the business, he can earn $30. If he brings in more or the team starts to work more, there is of course more. And that's just a one-time payout. It's a one-time commission on that one particular order. The company always pays out the team commission.
Hello?
Depends on how many people is basically generating profit for the company, for yourself. So let's say here is the right side, here is the left side. If this side, the right side of your business is generating income, like the entire team, this could be in Poland, this could be in Ukraine, this could be in the United States. I placed a person into Patrick's team from Hungary, from Dallas, Texas. He has now one person, a Ukrainian in his team. Now the guy in Ontario. Is your team growing?
Can I ask you that you said you placed somebody in his
because
team?
I'm promoting this, not
Okay,
just to you, not just to others.
So it means you can say, Gregory, I like you. You're a nice guy. You sold it. So
I'm not going by the like.
Yeah. You see, that's the one I want to know how.
I'm going by the one who is building the business.
Okay, so it means if you said you put that in his team, it means
I want to help his business to grow.
yes. So okay, okay.
Let's put it this way. I sponsored 50 people in this business by myself. Okay, and every single one of them, I placed people into their business. I'm promoting this constantly. In April, I'm going to Europe. So when I'm gonna always have the most active person, but I'm building the entire team. So there is no favorites for me really. At the moment, finally we have somebody in the Toronto market, I really want to make this happening. Okay, but I tell you what, above Patrick there's about 40 people in Windsor market. So I'm helping Patrick, but I'm helping them.
Okay.
Does this make sense?
So it means you as a, let's say, you are the head guy. Right?
I'm the one who brought this into the market.
Yeah, okay. So now, when you build business, you are not adding that person as an additional leg to yourself. Your job is to simply build business by building other business.
That's right.
And so, let's say, you could add that extra person to Patrick, even if Patrick doesn't know this guy.
Yes. That's what I did.
And Patrick will generate business.
Have you been in your office lately?
Yes.
How many people you have? 10? I'm sure you have 10 people.
Right? Yeah, 10.
So, how many you sponsored in this business? 2, 3.
But Greg,
I just try to see, to understand the philosophy, because you know what? I believe in goodness of people, but I know if it's a business, if it's life is not so altruistic, let's put it this way.
For sure.
Yeah, so I just try to really understand how it works. That's
Let me finish it. I have only a few more slides, and then after I'm more than happy to explain to you briefly. So this is what happens. One of my business, like for example, is growing very fast, very rapidly, because the European market, when I joined in, Hungary suddenly opened up, Romania opened up, Serbia. I was there in the Serbian opening. So now we have several countries in Hungary. So this leg started to grow. By the time I came back to Canada, I had 100 people in this leg. Okay, so one of my legs is a lot longer people. However, company generates your weekly income based on your short leg. Whatever this side does, from here it will match it out. So you either get 10% or 5% paid out. The most important is this. The difference, what's remaining, is been rolled over for following month. Following week. So in the next week you start with those. It never disappears. In any other marketing, when we looked at it, when I started to study this, what I saw that they have these weekly or monthly promotional runnings, and when that goes over, it zeroes out the next week. They start from zero every week. So there is no carry forward volume. Here, So if you get 12,000 points, it's going to match all 12,000 points from the 23,000, the 11,000 remaining. You start the next week with that point, it doesn't disappear. It will never disappear. So all what I have to do, or all what anybody has to really pay attention to balancing their business to make it grow. That's all. These are those generation bonuses. So each of these person individual who you bring in starts a separate leg. Each of these can create a generation. One generation will be reached by a bronze executive. That's where is one generation. By the time hitting one, there could be thousands of people in it. This can go as wide and as far as you can. Most corporations, they will put a cap on it that you only go 10 wide and 10 deep. Here we don't have a cap. You can go as many, as deep as you want. There is no cap. Here are the positions available to actually train yourself to become a marketer. First position to become a manager, senior manager, bronze executive. I have only one bronze executive in Windsor, one guy. Silver, I'm on this system, on gold at the moment. There is nothing here between. We have one diamond in Europe. That's the guy who sponsored me, and Dr. Suzuki is a black diamond in the business in Asia.
So was she the one who started this business? Or like
no, I explained it. This comes now. There are also the 3% general bonus on the company. Here are the extra bonuses. I want to show you something. When I was in Europe, we didn't have these plans and these explanations, so my friend just showed me a couple of things like this. He says, Attila, please think, this is a starting corporation which you have basically the possibility started in Canada. Basically, you will have the first share, the first pie. Okay, so at the moment, the Toronto market here, you have a pie and a couple of other people. As we start to expand the Toronto market, we haven't even touched another province. We haven't touched Montreal, Calgary, we haven't touched Vancouver. We haven't even touched the market here. So as we start to grow, look what happens to the share of the person who invests into this. This is an investment business. 10 years from now, when this market is saturated, when everybody heard about it, if anybody wants to come in, they cannot buy a piece here unless they buy it from me or from the person who started. If they start here, that's their market share on that level, and that's those green boxes that I showed you before. So the geniusness of the marketing here, the timing that we have a chance, you lose nothing. You get products for this money. It's not like this sucker or sucker. How many times have you heard of, I got suckered into something, I spent the money and never got nothing for it? We're not suckered. You here is the product, and this gives you an opportunity for a business. There are famous sports people now in it. This is the world's strongest man, athlete. Promotes it. You get seen those TV shows when they're flipping these big tires and they're lifting up trains and cars, and that's the guy. Oh, the product is tested by the World Anti-Doping Agency. It's safe for the athletes, and so they can drink it. There are no chemicals, no additives. If you didn't get any of these explanations today, please get this part, because this is really it. The company owner is Byron Balcon. He walked away from a previous company. He was making $85,000 a month, and he started actually Rain International. He is a very good friend with this gentleman who took all my trainings in Hungary in hypnotherapy. He is the diamond executive in Europe, in Hungary. And he's the one who brought me into this business. So please, this is why I'm saying that if you like marketing strategies, how far are you at the moment sitting from an owner or corporation? This is not like 20 years running down. It's been touched every company, every market, every countries. And if I join, I will be the 15th millionth, or whatever. I will have a number, and I'm 893,000 distributor. Here is the company president, which doesn't matter really. He owns the corporation. 1, 2, and Patrick. That's how close you are to the foundation and the beginning of a corporation. And that's why the company does this. If anybody reaches the gold status, you become a founding partner of the corporation. So they do recognize you. Here is a couple of them I brought over. I'm a founding partner in Hungary and then in Canada. Yeah, that's enough. So if you have any questions now, maybe I'm more than happy to answer. Thanks for listening, and I hope you like it. And if you want to try the product, I'm sure happy to Thank you.